Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Prison Architect Warden Mode, where we will soon see the tick happen up at the top of the screen. We will have our lovely, awesome 500 cells, cell block E, which is kind of like cell block E, F, G, H, and all those things, because it's several different things that's come together to create that magical number. Because we've boosted normal security, we boosted protective custody, and we boosted minimum security pieces. But we're accepting a massive intake right as we take over to 500. So I've opened up to intake, and we've pretty much done this game. I think there's still one more grant. It's hidden. It's the staff-related grant. I do believe, if I'm correct, it's the one that's related to staff needs, which is turned off in this game. I'm pretty sure that's something to do with staff, when staff needs and wellness and all that stuff like that. So this game essentially is done. So this will be the final episode. So let's have a nice, lovely day with a nice, lovely time, and we will have fun today. We will accept all these crazy people in, we'll fill up my prison, and we'll see what our final valuation is after this crazy intake. We decided to, at the very end, accept some of our craziest people. We accepted Scott, Matt, and Warren J, which are the snitch killers, and previous death row inmates, to be our lovely, awesome, and great CIs to take a look at our lovely massive intake, because we're going to expect some massive intakes for the next couple of days. We just had a snitch get killed because I can't look at the CIs. We're going to go ahead and call in the other one as well. We're just going to get all our CIs on this team today. Just all of them. I'm going to have to call them in a couple of times. They're here. I just can't see them yet. Alright, look at this. They've already identified one right here. This is a snitch. Alright, it's a law enforcement. People want to kill him. Let's put him in protective custody. They're ready to slit his throat, toss him out in the yard, and watch him bleed to death. And here's another one. Protective custody. That's not even my maximum security people. Here's two more. Protective custody. Protective custody. Here we are going to our minimum security. Protective custody. Any in here so far? No. Alright. Bring on the buses. I need people to empty out so my my people can be filtered through. Because we're expecting this massive intake throughout the day here, and I don't want my people to gain too much suspicion of being in a security office all day long. So it's kind of crazy. All right here, but that's fine. If they get shanked, it won't be too much on them. I won't think I'm missing that much. As I said, some of these were previous death row people, so it's like, oh no, the death row person that got off the death row. They were supposed to die a long time ago. Ex-prison guard. There we go. See, he would have definitely been dead with all those stupid, crazy people, like the people convicted of murder, attempted murder, and all that other crap. He would have been gone. So this is going to be the major intake. I tell you that much. Major intake. I don't know how many have actually shown up so far versus everything else. I think I need a few more guards. Let's bring myself to 120. I missed that bus. Oh, I got a legendary guy. Wow. I have a legendary. Extremely strong, extremely tough, stoical, extremely deadly, fearless guy. I only have this gang mod turn on today. Well, pretty insane. So yeah, that guy would have been totally dead. That would be dead. Dead, dead, dead. So this is a mass. I think that may be the last. Oh no, there's still another one. Oh, an instigator. So we have an instigator on top of um, having a legendary guy. So this is my maximum security maxed out, I think. I do believe this will max out maximum security. So now I'll just have a normal rotation of prisoners at this point. So this is pretty much my prison. And we'll go over. So I think this is pretty much how it will go. So it's like $27,000 a day. That's with programs going. I never put the classroom back in for normal security, so that's one thing I missed out on. So I can actually dismiss all my informants, so y'all can actually go away now. I'm pretty sure that any snitch that was in normal security is dead now. I'll let my guards do the guard things and put them away and all that good stuff. They got their work cut out for them today, and yeah, they've got work cut out for them today. There's another snitch down here, though. Look at this. They've uncovered a great deal of people that were snitches that shouldn't be in main populace. So that's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. So everybody's been taking the reception process, taking where they need to go. So, wow, that's been a party and a half. As I said, the only thing I have not done is I have not done anything with this room here. This was going to become a classroom. It was originally going to be a secondary workshop, but it never happened. And then they lost their privilege because I think they killed a snitch that was in minimum security, so I cut them off altogether from it. So, yeah. It's now been turned back on for them. Program wise, I have lots of programs going. Let's see. I can probably turn on as many general educations as possible. Oh no, it's foundations to educations I need to turn on. Gosh darn it, I messed it up. Those are the ones being taken right now. 20 finished, 7 passed. So I've actually quite a few people actually finish it at this point. So let's actually start some more of these. And there you go. Behavioral therapy. There we go. Pharmacal treatment. There we go. Taser's good. I'm gonna max these out. Good. We're good. I do believe we're all good. Alcohol therapy. We don't have a place set up. Yeah, we're all good here. So we have a good bit of people. So I think this is now time to do our little walkthrough. I think we're at a walkthrough time. Yeah. So while we're here, we've done executions this time. We've done all sorts of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and walk through our road. It looks like they've processed all, if not most, of the prison populace. And since I've done that, we're going to do this to make sure that in the midst of me doing the walkthrough, they don't have a lovely tunnel. So the plan. All right. So, welcome to my prison. It's complete. 514 cells. A little bit over my 500 limit. It's fine. Yeah, it's great. Nice entrance gated off pathway, deliveries, trash, bunch of deliveries. Too many. Too many deliveries, actually. It's kind of crazy, but it auto-saved for me. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a nice, lovely area, lovely foyer entrance where we can come in. Everyone gets processed in the same room. Security, staff room, staff meals can be prepared and eat, and we have our nice little bunks from our minimum security that rocketed me up to all the money that I would need to build and process this entire prison. So, my beginning canteen was built out and built up to house as many people as the starter section would be needing. So, we have their starter kitchen and everything starter that I would need, including their separate entrance visitation so that people can't have access to stupid things. They still have access literally right here. That's the only instance they have to actually hand things across a fence, but it's kind of a weird thing. We have all their amenities: laundry, chapel, classrooms, parole, psychology, shop, for another infirmary, workshop, only accessed by the thing. There's no teaching them to use it. And yeah, that's that. And my staff works with the forestry, so we can supply the people with the materials to work with. Apparently, I don't have a door on my infirmary, so they're getting lots of drugs, so that's great. We're going to their separate normal security, first section normal security, with their own separate canteen, separate kitchen, separate staff room, separate amenities, including chapel, classrooms, mailroom, all the stuff, separate yard, separate everything, uh, separate bed bunk wings, and all the things that they need. With a separate parole room, separate psychologist's office with its own external entrance to the outside. Just fabulous. People can't just guess that it's entrance that way. So yeah, it's fabulous and grand. And we'll go ahead and walk to my fancy normal security wing. Access to a staff-only hallway, and these people deserve these rooms. Only the people who deserve these rooms are over here. These are the people who get to live a life of luxury inside this area. These are the people who get to have the cells with everything. These people probably will never want to escape. They do things bad, they get bumped down in cell quality, and they get kicked out of this area. Yeah, they don't stay here if they do bad things. And they don't get to come over here if they do bad things. They get pushed right back across over here, staff only hallway, and yeah, they don't get to live over there. Cell quality ratings. That's a good way to separate it with staff only hallways. I'm gonna have to remember that from now on. I want to have special quality ratings. Let's go on up to my protective custody wing before I go across to the big bads over there. So we have a newly installed security room for normal security, and then we have my lovely, awesome protective custody wing. New and improved protective custody wing. I actually have a little bit of variation with my cells. I never showed you, but these cells right here have TVs and radios in them, so they're actually a little bit higher cell quality. So they'll eventually put in the other two cell blocks, and eventually, if they do better, they get the other cells, so they actually get shifted around. So it's a little bit cell quality difference. So they have their own kitchen, canteen, laundry, cleaning cupboard, all that good stuff as women need. Security office, yard, all the amenities women need, classrooms, and really good cells actually. So yeah, these are not actually bad cells at all. So these are really good. So I like my new protective custody wing. I like designing really good functioning protective custody wings. I've watched people play this game and they just kind of throw the protective custody in a corner. But if you get a lot of them, like I sometimes do, right now I have 12. It's a problem. I actually have one over maximum security. That's because of the stabby, murder of a snitch right as the intake happens. So I can deal with that in a minute. I'll bump someone down who has had no problems. One of those 50 incidents, no incident people. So we will actually deal with that. Well, we're heading right over there right now. And we'll take a look at my maximum security peoples. We have normal capacity, don't we? Yeah, we have one. We have enough normal capacity to fit one, so we can actually bump them down and deal with that. And then we have up here, we have, let's go in the main entrance. We have our split entrance between, let's pause for a second. Our split entrance between the death row, and we have our maximum security visitation, parole, and staff room psychologist entrance. It's really nice. And kind of take a reference to my six-section prison that I never uploaded. I could actually kind of homage that. So let's try to find one of my people who have been here out forever and bump them down. Some of my people have been here out forever, have like 50 days, no incident, and they can have. Oh, here you go. Okay, so we're gonna bump you down to normal. There you go. You can go to normal security, and that will actually save that slot. So enjoy your new found life. So we have their canteen. It's actually really small for how many people I have. Small yard, small how many people I have. I was never ever expected to intake maximum security, but it works. And then I have their amenities, tiny classrooms and stuff. I ended up having to squeeze things in elsewhere because, as I said, I wasn't ever intended to intake it. Smaller cells for these guys because they don't deserve it because they're maximum security people. All these people murder people. And I have a cleaning cupboard that's never been turned into a cleaning cupboard. And I have really tiny solitary cells and really tiny cells. So most of the time, they're really tiny cells for bad people. They don't get as much stuff because they're bad. They're trying to get in the yard right now, and we have a big extra wing that I've left empty forever, and they have more amenities, including the infirmary, security office, another armory, and more people, a shop, and a kennel, which is too small. Yeah, it's too small. But I think the dog people will still go in there and rest. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just more aesthetic than anything. And then we'll take a look at our final death row wing, and then we will look at our lovely valuation. So we have a death row people. No one's in here right now, but it houses, I think, 10 people. How many people is the house? It houses 16. It houses 16 people. If I ever get that many, I've had like two or three in here at a time, but some of them they always get off. We have our execution chamber. It's not that much here because you don't need much. They get fed in their cells. They have everything they need in their cells, and then they have their parole and their visitation, which has their phone. So they have everything they need right here. So death row's the easiest thing to hook up. So let's head back to the center reception, and we'll take a grand look at our evaluation because it's pretty much where we are. Most of our deliveries, as you can see, is food. It's loads and loads and loads of food. And it just takes a lot of cooks that I apparently don't have enough of. For amount of people I have, a few more. It's just a lot of people. For the amount of people I have, I had to have a lot of food to feed 500 people. So it's rather crazy, really crazy. I'm not feeding a lot of people, so we're having issues. We're going to cast a shakedown. They apparently didn't find anything. That's fine. And it's eat time and it's bedtime, if I'm correct. Eat time, lock up, bedtime. So we're to that point where it's almost the end of the day on day 128. So it took 128 days to reach 514 people really efficiently. I only had a couple of issues. I had a couple of breakdowns with food issues mainly, and to be able to get the education grant done because of it's just always a pain in the butt to get the education grant done. I always have a problem with that, so it's just a problem. It's just a thing. It's just always a thing. So it looks like I'm stabilizing at 25,000. It's probably gonna be like around 20,000 actually because of the whole incidents that happen every day. Because I always have incidents. It's impossible to not have incidents now because of how much stuff here. We're gonna go to staff and get rid of like 1,000 of these guys because we don't need maybe like 20 of these guys now. The guards I understand, but those guys no. All right, so I'm gonna pause on day 129, 5 seconds. So here we are, day 129. So 128 days, and we are at 444 of our maximum capacity of 514. We're expecting a new intake, obviously, but we're not going to see that. We won't see it because this is where I'm ending it. This is the end of the game. There's really nothing I can do besides just add more and more. But obviously, you've seen the glitches that happen with going blind for some reason. I don't know if that's Warden mode exclusive because I've never had that problem with normal as an architect, and we have had the issue with it being kind of slow. I also don't know if that's Warden mode exclusive, but I've never seen it also uh, particularly. But I really, as I said, I've never played really much past 500 people. It may be the fact that it's just too many people on the screen. Because you have to think, technically I had over 500 people. I had like 700 people walking around, not counting the dogs. And so, yeah, it's a lot of people and a lot of sprites walking around. And the fact that I'm kind of forced zoomed in, it's trying to force my camera to zoom in at the same time, so it's kind of strange. So let's look at my valuation and stuff. Valuation. Actually, I did have staff needs, didn't I? I don't know what that missing grant is. It may be something to do with gangs in. I have had no deaths or escapes in the past 24 hours. Hallelujah. My bricks and mortar were 826,855 building wise. Fixtures and fittings 520. That's pretty cool. Stocks and materials, that's all the food that's sitting around. Staff 79,000. Prisoner capacity was 514 is 257. What's that mean per person here? I don't feel like mathing that in my head. So 257,000 divided by 514. That's 500 per person. So you make a whole bunch of tiny cells, you can just basically make a whole bunch of value off your prison by just having a whole bunch of tiny cells. 758,000 cash. That was just gained mostly from the last little bit. No loans. I had to do a couple at the beginning, I think. And it's because I started with a grant, negative 50,000. So I own 100% of my prison. So $2,440,000 valuation. Yeah, that's my valuation. Fantastic. I don't know how many hours I've actually put into this game, but it's been a blast, I tell you. Warden mode. What do I think about Warden mode? I like it. I did like Warden mode. There's some things I didn't like about it. There's a couple of graphical, as I said, glitches where you could, when you're trying to like just hover over something, like when you're doing informants and like just that glitchy flickering screen. And there's just a couple of things that was kind of weird. That was kind of strange. Flickering screen when you're like trying to, you have to pause to like go to where the incident happened. When that fire happened, I was like panicking about it, but I paused and then used the commands to take care of the fire. It worked. So pausing and taking care of it works. But otherwise, it did that flicker jump. It was kind of strange. There's just a lot of things that seem to be kind of like partially bug out. The most biggest bug that I had was that blindness thing, and then there's the tab bug. You're supposed to be able to tab to cycle objects, like I have to stack the toilets and the shower heads. You're supposed to be able to tab through them. You're supposed to use the tab button to tab to select between the objects because I have 3 objects on top of each other. And you're supposed to be able to tab through them and be able to search toilets. And because I stacked them, it's not letting me do that because the inventory thing was there. And I never did that. I never fought anybody or anything. It's just pointless to have that. It should be on a different button, basically. It might be in a config somewhere, but it should be in the menu to change it in the config. Unless it's been updated since, and I haven't noticed it. But yeah, that's been fun. It's been great. But now I can sell the prison and go on to other projects. But yeah, it's been great. I have 100%ed this prison architect play. So I've executed prisoners. I've gotten minimum, maximum, all sorts of prisoners. So yeah, I've done everything I can do. And I don't know what I'll do next time. I said something about doing a dormitory only kind of play. It's fun to play with dormitories. I said something about doing dormitory only fun. That'd be a big chunk of change to dormitory only. Just to play with dormitory only. Just 2.4k, 2.4 million to play with dormitory only. And have a nice, lovely time. Make a commune out of dormitories. Basically. But yeah, I think this is where I shall end it. I hope you have enjoyed watching this long, random mess that has been this playthrough with Warden mode. I have had fun anyway, so I'm gonna save it after I get off here, and I will retire the save until I get ready to sell off the prison and play with $2.4 million. Yeah. So I'll see you all later. Bye. I salute you.